The Origins of Life, Waves of Love, Part 7. So, before I go into this, I want to touch back onto this one. So, we were talking about the spherical objects and the tear-shaped objects, and how they're like seeds and berries. And the other aspect which I wanted to add is how they leave the body of water, just like seeds and berries do, you know? So it's kind of like a good reference of what's going on in a sense. It's like they've experienced that. It's like, you know, to one look at it, you could say it's like the stars and the moon and stuff, but I don't believe that. It's more like it's not copying what it's seeing. It's just doing what it does because of the environment, you know, because it splashes open, it separates and all these kind of things. Now it knows that nature of things, so now it can repeat it. So now when it turns into a plant, now it copies that information. So now we've got berries and seeds and, you know, all sorts of things in that kind of way. And also, for this, like the extra bit, right? So we have a head, and then we have his body, don't we? Right? But we've got shoulders. So this bit which comes off, like your shoulders, is that wave. So that wave that's coming over. So then you compare it to the bird, or the tortoise, or the turtle. Where are we? There we go. It's kind of like shoulders. More like there for shoulders. Because they almost look like elbows in a way, but backwards. But so, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that wave which is coming over. That's what your elbow part is. That wave, it connects to your arm, which is another wing, a wave, you know. The same with legs. As they turn into claws, there's a wave, and then, you know, it's the turning part of wave. So, going back onto this. The silverfish. So, you know, it looks like a fish. You know, it's named that way. The silver colour is a very, you know, such a common colour amongst fish and stuff. But also of the ocean. I've mentioned it before, how it looks like silver sometimes. So also, you've got the shape of it. Like it's got the hump of it part, the hump part, and then the tail part. Each segment, and that's making the spine, the roll, all that kind of stuff. It's got the wave coming over, you know, the splash out. It can move side to side because it's tubular, so it's like the wave, so it can move sideways. But also it's like the legs, you know what I mean? They can move sideways, but also they go in and out, so it splashes out and in, you know, as the ocean does. Which is basically a repetition of everything that I've already gone through with this series. It's just that if I showed you this at the beginning and said that this is the ocean, in a way, it would have sounded kind of like, I don't know, maybe too far out. And with everything that I've shown you, everything should be relevant. You know, it's like its leg is a wave that can move side to side. It's the splash of water going out and then returning back into the ocean. And it's also the rib cage. You know what I mean? It's so when we look underneath and we saw on the previous images of like underneath wood lice and isopods and all that kind of stuff, you can see how the rib cage forms and stuff like. But also because it's a leg, it's also got that roll of a wave because it can like, you know, grip onto the ground and stuff. So there's quite a lot in there, you know what I mean? How it's just like used that one piece of information and transformed it into so many uses for one creature. So we see the extremity of a wave, we see the shimmer of the ocean, the sunlight. It's got that gold kind of element to it. Each segment's a wave, or have a roll as well. Not or, and. It's both. That's again all the silver. That shimmer. So, remember the moths? The tiny moths, but which we saw on like the earlier series, the first one. We could see the waves going along. You see here, you can see the crest of a wave is folding over, and all the bubbles are coming off it. So it's getting stronger here. The bubbles are more intense there, and more intense there as well. It's going to cool off here. That's where it's building up and stuff. But well, you can see it folding over on each part and stuff like. But and also you got your tear shape and everything else. So one quite silver there, looking like a wave. And again, that shimmery. It's like when you go on an airplane and you look down at the ocean. All light catching on all peaks and troughs. So we've got this hump shape. How it reverts back into water. Each segment. You got your splashing of the foam where it goes white. And then a wall wave there with dark depression. And then you got the fold of a wave with bubbles again. And the tear shape amongst the hump. You see it like the bubbles, and then the wall, and the bubbles again. See the frothy patterns? Frothy, splashy. And the transparency, see, like its leg. I think its shell is a little bit, but it's a little difficult to see. I don't know if my camera's picking it up. So the wave can roll, and also you got your Fibonacci there as well. So you get different types, don't you? You don't taper off at end, but you see all speckles of light. See them there as well. So like the surface of water catching all sunlight. That's a reflection rather than actual patterns. You can see texture on it though, you know, a lot of bumps and all these kind of things. How each one tapers off. You get your wave shape. And also that tapering. See, like the raven, when we looked at its back, it's got that same shape on it. Did we look at the isopods? I've recorded several attempts, so I might have missed that bit. So this is the isopods anyway. No, I think there was something else I showed you, but I can't remember. But anyway, so with this one, with legs, you can see how the rib shape comes into play. So we complete that circle, you know, by the roll of a wave, and it's following them lines again. So like a turtle, and there might have been some sort of isopod there, but see, these are underwater, these ones. So yeah, tapers off like that. Yeah, to fit back into the ocean. And they're quite big, I think. And you get blue ones. Again with the ocean. And then you get them with the yellow spots, which run along the sides and centre. That's inside. So you got your legs going in line with roll up wave. So I don't think it's got a rib cage, so its legs make up for it in that way. I suppose, like, you know, the carapace is part of a rib cage in a way as well. So you combine them both, and that's like what we've got. So again, you got the sunlight or moonlight. It's in the centre as well. So a big thing that we're thinking about is like how we have an equator. So if the ocean is going to see the entire from the entirety of itself, then it can see like the sun from the tropics of Capricorn to Cancer, can it? So and beyond. So in senses of like you've got one in the middle, so that's like, you know, the direct underneath the sun, and then the other two are the opposite extremities. So each hour a day, you've got 3 pictures of each. So each hour a day, you've got the sun in Capricorn, Cancer, and then on Equator. Same again, and so on. Sometimes it might not catch it, you know, if it's cloudy or. I see it there, it's a bit better for colour. Quite a strong yellow on that one. Strong yellow on that one as well. And it's got more, like, you know, it's like about 5 or 6. So then going back to shape, we've got its carapace, its shell, its its waves. You see the waves on its back. A hump of water shape. Same again. It's like its shoulders, you know. If that were to transform into a human, that would take place into the shoulders, wouldn't it? Or the wings for the bird. So again, how it tears off. So you can see you've got your sharp turn there, and then tapers. So you got, you know, you cut it in half, and then you got your wave shape. It's upside down, but it works both ways. A lot of sunlight bursting through each segment of water. So it's like a peak and a trough. Or this bit trough and that bit peak, maybe. No, it would be, yeah. So then, like, in that trough, you've captured in the sunlight. The sun's there, it's striking through and creating all these lines going through water, or rays. The S shape, but we get on waves. In both ways, you know. So, like on those fish I was showing, you got the line under fish, and so it'd come down from its tail, and then it'd climb up and come over. So you can see that wave shape. Obviously, you can see it there. So you can see walls of the wave as it's coming over. So that's why a cobra has a neck. see how we've got it again. You see it a lot better. See individual waves. It's like repeating the information. And so, like, this is one wave, but it's made up of loads of waves, which the ocean is. Every wave that you see seems to have, like, lots of waves that kind of... they all intersect and interfere. Almost not interfere with each other. I mean, they do, but at the same time, they seem to be, like, just float over each other. We're going to go into that later as well, so... rather than complicating it and stuff, but... and the sun... That's another example of it. So we've got rats. We can see the... Oops. the heart shape of the hump shape. So you 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got the hump shape there for its hind leg. The tunnel of the wave with its ears. It's another aspect of like how the wall of a wave can capture the sound and draw it in, especially when it makes a tunnel. It's like once that tunnel's formed, there's nowhere else for the sound to go, is there? You know what I mean? It goes in and it'll come back out. In that sense of coming back out, it is another way of forming, vocal expressions and, making noise and stuff. As again with a mouse, you got all the wave shape. Hyenas, so that's more akin to the shrimps. They've got that shape. See how the ears are and stuff. The tiger stripes, peaks and troughs getting caught up into the spine of a wave, which is spraying. See, there's a lot of these that I'll cover onto the next one as well. It's the hump, and it's all the waves. The lattice pattern on the ocean, the wave, coils, the coil or ring. It's the ears, it's head. See, it's got that hump, and then that one. Pink pearly armadillo. You see your S shape? So that's like your wave. So this is your pink wave, and then all your white froth coming underneath it, and from behind as well. So all your individual waves. And then this wave coming out here, its claws, like the teeth of the wave come out transparent. And so, like, which is like, what water is. So for it to like reflect that. Just another look at them. See, it's more of like it's less of a curve to it. There's still some curve there. I just wanted more of an authentic look at them kind of thing. Obviously, your wave shape. And, with the hind leg, all the power, you know what I mean? Like, it's got that from ocean. Another example. Also its ears, So I started thinking about, creatures with a good ear and all these kind of things. all your hump shapes. You know, it's just an expression of water, isn't it? You see the wave on it. It folds over. I think that's like sky in the background. So here we've got the general shape, but we've also got that hump there, right? And then we've got this fold over, which meets its eye, and then the beak kind of coming out, or snout. Can we zoom in there? Yeah. So that fold over, so that's that wave folding over, which, like I said, it comes in with its eye. It also comes in with its mouth. So like that B kind of direction. You see it on like that fish where you could see the nose shape appearing. So like it had a line coming towards its eye, and then another line at an angle coming more down. You know, it's a different shape in it, so I can't really make it the same. But like on so many, there's loads of things which have it and stuff. And again, like all the white froth and like the spray that it creates as well on like the pattern of it and stuff. You see, it's difficult to get it mixed up with the actual water splashing and stuff like that, because that's like water splashing there. But these bits look like they're actually on dolphin. That's a better one. Then it folds over. It's got its eye part of it and stuff. And so like that dome coming to this. So like I said about like that pronounced brow, which you get on life forms and stuff. Oh, it's here on dolphin quite prominently. So you can see it as that wave, like we compared it with that fish, which has like the hump coming over its back, and lots of creatures. Yeah, it's not as prominent on all of them. So your heart shape. Like the doming of a fold. You see it there. You see a wave. You see another wave. Not spray. You see it spray there. You see it's actually on the dolphin. All these patterns there. This is like that shell which falls over and goes round, or a fish that had it as well. So it's like the waves are coming around the fish like that. You see that wave? You see it's folding over there, and then it becomes like this smile, and then it creases back. So you can see where it's folding over. That's where it's dipping in the middle. So this one's already folded, and that's like making body of fish, and then making into eye. So you can see the wall of the wave there, and this is already fallen. So that bit tail up wave, and then there's another one here which is drawing back into the fish, so it can eat a dolphin. Parrots. It's a Quaker parrot, a monk parrot. And you see the same thing here. You see, like, it's got this dome in here, and then it falls over. I can zoom in. So when you get the wall of a wave, it creates this depression, and its eyes in there, and you got everything folding over it. So then the tooth of a wave, it's green water. It's like a grey colour, so it's its belly. So it's like a white sand, and maybe it's got like a layer of water, and it's gonna cast in a shadow onto it or something maybe. Or it's just like off white, and it's gonna got a bit of a greyness to it. And it goes into yellow to green, and then blue at the tip. Again for like depth. And so when it swings it open, that's the deep part, and that's the part which is climbing out of the water. So that's why it's green. It must be shallow water anyway. Again, you see how it folds over, you got that depression. And so that's a wave. You can see the ocean wave on it. You compare it to dolphin and everything else. And you can relate it to ocean. It's like, for us to have this anatomy, to relate it to the ocean in that kind of way, it's how it blows over. So it shows that the ocean is kind of conscious. It must be. It's gonna it just can't take form. See, the hump. See, like the fish. See, that's a fish's head coming out of body, and then that's that hump, which would have folded over, and looks like an extra piece, like a fish coming out of a fish. But to us, that's like our shoulders. You know what I mean? So, in that same sense, that'd be the turtle shell, or the wings for a bird, or how the oceans decided to use the anatomy. So you see that as a wave, and then you see loads of waves. You see, it's like the ocean. Some have got froth on. So you see the froth pattern. See, young ones are always white. It tends to be. Like ducklings are yellow, aren't they? It's like the sand and the water, or the froth. And so, like, you start with a wave and you end with a wave. You see the hump shape and the ocean shape. And also, yeah, you relate it to a dog. You're making everything just connect together in a sense, like, as you kind of like match it all up. And then the splash out, which comes back in, for the movement. The movement outside of a body of water, as it splashes out, kind of thing. The S shape and heart shape, and its reflection. And so, last minute, I'll just have a look at some more water pictures. Like I say, I had intended to be more including with them as I went through them and stuff, but as I reorganised them and stuff, it doesn't really matter, because it's like, well, what we've seen would have been useful enough anyway. So, like, now when we look at it, after we've looked at like an abundance of animals, we kind of see the what the water's saying in that kind of way. See, like the fins, like on the stingray, on the edges of a stingray, it's got all these lines. So it's showing you that shape. The rest of the body of the ocean has got like some swelling where the body is and stuff like. So and the S shapes in these waves, the colours, everything, the sand as well, kind of thing. Oh, it falls over, it leaves a trail, it leaves all these pockets, pockets of, it leaves the pockets of froth, but as that kind of weakens and breaks up and stuff, you can like see pockets of water in it. Like I said, there's loads to look into what to find with it and stuff. See, it's like it's rolled over, the teeth are already in, the power behind there, or as that tooth was broken into the water, is pushing through. So, it doesn't take much for water to break into water, does it? All the drag and all the air that's mixing in with the ocean and stuff to make it blue. Waves, and you can see like the shape underneath, like the air's cups underneath, and you see all that line there, another line. And so like the bodies of like millipedes or the silverfish or whatever and stuff like. You see like the segments like that. I think the wave's going that way as well, whichever way. For intents of a fish, because like the silverfish, because if it moves forward, then the waves are going that way, not this way, So, like I say, it's got to move around itself in a sense for its own functions and stuff like, so it can work in this 3D environment. But I'm going over minutes, so I'll leave it there. And thank you all again, and I'll get on with the next one. Cheers. I'll catch you later.